Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Thursday. Tonight, we are very, very much lucky to host Hon.Chege Majuice. I know many of you know him. He's a very active leader who is fighting for justice, especially in our country. Let me take this opportunity to give him so he can say hi to our viewers.
Okay, hi everyone, wherever you're watching. My name is Chege Majuice. I'm the Secretary, Social Services, Party of National Unity. I'm a youth leader in this nation. I've been a youth leader in the university. So I have actively participated in the leadership of young people in this country. And thank you so much, Benson, for inviting me in the show.
Thank you also for taking your time to be with us in our podcast. And it is also great for me to have you on the show. This week, we've had a lot, starting from the Reject the Finance Bill, the Gen Z going to the demonstration, which they did on Tuesday. And today was like the mother of it all over the nation, across the country. There were Gen Z protesting. As somebody who has been fighting for this country, what is your take?
You see, let me tell you now what is going on. In fact, for the Gen Z, you'll be so much surprised that it's not even the issue with finance bill. If I was in the first the demonstration on Tuesday, I was there. I was leading a platoon of Gen Z on this demonstration, and I can tell you, it's not. In fact, that is not the issue. It's not the finance bill. It is the frustration of the young people. They don't care even about the finance bill. It's the frustration. These people are so frustrated. You heard that today, kuna mtu aliulizwa, there was a guy who was asked, what is it about finance bill? Like, what is that? But he's on the street. And I have been saying, and I've been telling the government that the issue of young people unemployment is a ticking time bomb. Yeah. In fact, we'll get a revolution in Kenya very soon. Very, very soon, because the young people cannot take it anymore. They are tired of maybe completing their studies. You have done engineering, you have done a very good course, you went to school, they told you to work hard so that you can improve your life. They did that. You are through with your universities and you are on the street selling maize and mayai. Then we had a president who came and took the advantage of the situation. He came and called those people hustlers. He told them, you are the reason you are suffering is because there are people who are called dynasties who don't want you to rise. I'll make sure you people from the bottom, you have rose to where you want to be. He associated with them, the Mamboga, the Buddha, and they felt that there's somebody for the first time who has listened to them, only to realize this the person they thought was a wolf in sheepskin. You get it?
I get it, and maybe because like I'm one person who has been following on what you're saying, and I'm on your TikTok, I'm on your Facebook every time you post something, and when you are coming to this government, especially the most of the things that were said, it was not said to any part of the region apart from Mount Kenya, because Mount Kenya was like the entrance of all this. As a youth who was in Mount Kenya, or as a youth that hails from Mount Kenya, happened, and it reached that point whereby you were told, especially, that this is what is going to save you. Yeah.
Let me now give you the perspective of why the Mount Kenya people, not even the Gen Z, everybody voted the way they voted.
Yeah.
Number one, the people of Mount Kenya are very religious, very religious. And the person who called them to vote him in, he came with the name of God. He used the church. He used the preachers. They used to go to the church and say that he is a chosen man. They put a very big video there. And they say that God will show us the man he has chosen. And the pastor will do their tricks there. And out of nowhere, Willams and Ruto's photo will come out of those screens. And it is something they had stage managed. The preachers, they used to go to Karen every Tuesday to get some brown envelope. Because again, in our region, one thing that is a disadvantage in our region is the greed. our region has the level of greediness in our region is so high, because even the pastors, they knew, because everybody, not even one person who didn't know the history of this man, of President Williams. They all knew, but they used to kuifunika. They used to wrap it with oh, it's God and something like that. So the issue why they voted Williams Samoei, number one, in fact, most of the Gen Z, they didn't vote then. They didn't vote. Yeah, the 8 million we are talking about, that people who never voted are the Gen Zs, the people you are seeing on the street. They didn't vote. The people who voted are the mature people who knew the history of this man. They went ahead and voted. And that's why of all the regions, if you go to Luo Nyanza right now, President William Ruto can get some votes. If you go to Western, he can get some votes. But if you come to Mount Kenya, not even one person want to admit that they voted William Samoei Ruto. Not even one person. They would rather say they never voted, but they can't admit that they voted William Samoei Ruto, because the pitch that we are in as a nation, the first people to feel the heat are the people of Mount Kenya, because they are the business people. So if you are increasing the taxes, most of the people from the western part of this nation will not feel the heat, because most of them, they don't import, they don't do what. The people who do the most of it, they do import, but I'm saying in large scale. The people who do most of those importing, business in Kamkunji, business in Nyamakima, business in Yekomba, are people from Mount Kenya region. When you're coming with all these taxes,
yeah, and thank you for telling you'll continue welcoming with all these taxes, and you're saying all this, that the majority of the people who feels the heat are especially the population, or our brothers or our fathers and sisters from Mount Kenya. But when you look at the parliament the way it is, the people who glorify or even pay loyalty to the president with the taxes that are actually damaging the people of Central Kenya are your representative.
Yes.
So what do you say about that?
Remember, I've told you that we have a very big weakness as people of Mount Kenya, which is called greed. And I want to remind you that even Dedan Kimathi was not killed by the white man. Dedan Kimathi, that we glorify as a hero, we have a monument in town, we have Kimathi Street, was not killed by a Mzungu. He was killed by our own person, Akikuyu from Nyandarua. He's the one who killed Dedan Kimathi. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So that has been the weakness of people of Mount Kenya, such that the people you see that are being arrogant, the Kimani Ichung'was, the Dede Nyoro, the reason they are so arrogant is because of the money. These people, they are going there, they are taking money in bags, to their homes, so they can do anything. Even even this, most of the killings that usually happen on land issues. I asked a person one day, have you ever heard of a land company conning or scamming people in Western Kenya?
No.
It's very rare. But in Mount Kenya, our region, these are things that they happen on a monthly basis. People are conned this month billions by this company. Then next week, another company come and con them. Another company come and con them. They are being conned on a daily basis by these companies because of the greed. If you want to penetrate Mount Kenya, come with money. I'm telling you, even soon, even an Al-Shabaab or Houthis from Turkey want to be president in Kenya, come with money in Mount Kenya region. Just start giving even the pastors. They trade God with money. That is our biggest weakness.
So,
okay. Yes, the reason you see we don't even vote people like Mother Karua, an astute leader, is because Mother Karua does not give money. Mother Karua talks about policies of a nation, how a country can stand with the right policies. But we cannot vote Mother Karua. We are going to vote Akina Waititos of this nation. We are going to vote the people who have no morals, as long as they come with money. In Mount Kenya, if you don't have money and you have values, you stand no chance at all. That is the advantage of our region.
And thank you, because I can remember during the campaigns, the former president, this Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, really talked to you people, and he talked to the people of the mountain, warning them about this. But they did not, and it ended to an extent whereby Atupangwingwi, that was the song. Yes. And now when you're looking what happened, the warning that the former president gave, na kupangwingwi song. Do you think mpangwingwi ama mmepangwa?
Wamepangwa. Walipangwa, wakapangika. Now they are crying and no one can help them. Even the same Deputy President Gachagua is back on the top of vehicles to tell our people, wait a minute, we took a wrong turn and this man is going to finish us. But it's already too late. Uhuru is gone. He told them, I'm not coming back. I have done my part of warning you people. You didn't listen to me. As the father from this community, I am the one who have stayed with this man for 10 years. One day he called us in Sagana and he said, especially the young people, and he said, if there is anyone here, because the other people were saying, oh, and women and everybody, oh, Ruto. And he told them, I want, if anyone here knows Ruto more than me, just stand up and say how you know him. Including the preachers, the reverends and the bishops, nobody stood up. He told them, this man we are talking about, I know him for 10 good years. I know the day he will take over this country. Not only you people in Mount Kenya, but the whole nation will just go into a ditch.
Okay.
But people did not listen to me. He did his part. As the people who have gone to school, let me tell you, by the way, most of the people who voted against Ruto, almost close to 1 million, voted against Ruto. Most of the people have gone to school. They are affluent people. You will not see a Mamboga, you will not see a Boda Boda. There are very few. The people who have gone to school, they are kinama professors. The people they are called Mount Kenya Foundations. The people who own businesses in Mount Kenya region. The SKs Masharias, the equities, the equity owners, the people who is who in Mount Kenya. They were the ones telling our people, please, we know this man. Don't pass this road. We together. Yes. But the bottom people in the society, the people who are being brainwashed by the preachers in the church, the people who are brainwashed and they sell their, they use their fortune to buy a fictitious piece of land, are the ones Ruto played with their mind, and he won the votes.
Okay, so let's now come, because like now the population of the Mount Kenya is experiencing what they're experiencing in terms of the taxes biting them hard. And yes. What sometimes surprises us, especially like when you look at the 2023-2024 financial year, the last financial bill, when it was passed, a few months later, your representative were on the ground during weekend, I can remember, and inciting their followers to go against the KRA officials who are doing their due diligence, because they're servants, they're coming to implement what your members of the parliament passed, and they were giving them those. Does it mean that your members of parliament do not read through these financial bills when they come to parliament, or what are they doing, or they don't understand what you people are going through?
No, they understand. They understand very well, and they will have a very hard time even in 2027, because most of them will come. But let me tell you what happened. When President William Ruto took over the office, because all these people, most of them, the bottom-up people are thugs, he allowed them, everybody, to do what they want. Some went maybe in their ministries, they embezzled funds. Some were given tenders, they did not deliver. He was doing it intentionally to make sure that everybody has something that he can use against that person. Most of these people, we are seeing them even voting yes. It is a matter of just go and vote no, and then your corruption case number 1, 2, 3, the file will be open. Are you together? So yes. William Samoei in the first, that's why there is no money in the nation, because in the first year he allowed all of them to have a corruption case so that he can be able to manage all of them. That's why even this one, even the finance bill that has gone through, you will just see them on the markets telling our people, oh, you are coerced, to pass the finance bill and so on and so forth. But I want to tell you by in the next 2 or 4 months, by now they are doing it because there's no much they can do because their files will be open. But I'm telling you, in the next 1 year, all of them will be out of UDA. In fact, let me tell you something you can go and ask there. You don't mention Ruto or UDA in Mount Kenya. You can only mention to the elected leaders. And most of them will go home, by the way. Most of them, I can tell you, most of them will go home. Let me tell you, poverty does not know propaganda. If I have closed my shop because of the taxes, if I am not able to sell macadamia, the other day you saw the coffee farmers in Kirinyaga demonstrating because of the poor prices of coffee that this government is giving them. If the people in Githunguri, Kiambu County, are pouring their milk, while you have another company exporting milk to Kenya from Uganda, I'm telling you, the wrath of the people, and it's the wrath you can see on the street. Because what you are seeing on the street today, they don't know if you are from Mount Kenya, they don't know if you are from Rift Valley. I think you saw wheelbarrows, being destroyed in Rift Valley, in Eldoret. Because poverty does not know where you voted or where you come from, or who you hate, which tribe, because it affects you individually. It affects your children. Right now we are talking like this. We went to university using the help and the government capitation. Right now there is no poor parent in Kenya, or even a primary school teacher can be able to take their kids to university. Whereas in our time, the other day, even our parents being peasant who can't raise even 1,000, were able to go to university because of help. It was able to cater for that. Right now, university fee, we are talking of hundreds of thousands. We are talking about companies that are closing daily. You saw a lady on the street saying that she applied for a job, she was called for an interview, she was successfully, but on the reporting date, she was told the company has already relocated to a neighboring country. So I'm telling you, whatever will happen to my friend in 2027, you'll just, there's not even prayers, nothing. Even the preachers, by there, I'm telling you, they are even afraid to speak about the sermon of President Williams Samoei Ruto, because this Gen Z, watamtoa madhabahu na makofi vibaya sana.
Okay, now let's come to what is happening right now, because what happened between yesterday and today is history in the making, because it has never happened, because this was a demonstration that was politically was not affiliated to any political party. It was the new face of Kenya. Because you were there, do you feel the message has been sent?
You can see even the mood. The President William Samoei Ruto's mood now. The bravado and the people around President, the bravado they talk with, it is not there anymore. They can feel it. Let me tell you, the people who did not, we have 8 million Kenyans who did not vote in 2022. The people who took Moi home during that time were the young people who were tired with Moi regime. And these are the people who never cared to vote during Kibaki's time, second term. They never cared to vote during Uhuru's time. But now, and they never cared. And Kenyans never thought that a time will come and these people will be actively involved in politics. But a time has come that they want even to register their own political party.
Yes.
They want to have their own leaders. And even they are not singing Ruto must go. They're singing he must die. Yeah, they're ready even to kill him because of their lives. And we are talking about a generation that does not give a damn. So it is not that the message has been put across. It has been the demonstration has been so monumental that if you go to Mombasa, if you go to Nyeri, if you go to Kisumu, if you go to Busia, if you go to Eldoret, the message has been the same. Ruto must go. I have never seen a president who have lost popularity. 2 years, less than 2 years in office, like this regime. It has lost popularity from the farmers, from everybody. And in fact, some of the preachers are saying that they had warned Ruto that God would against him. But they're saying that because of the mood on the ground. Are you together? They're not saying that because Ruto, he can give all the money he wants to give them. But people have reached a point. You think Gachagua and Ruto are having difference because of what? Because Gachagua can see the Ijahazi in Azama. UDA inazama. In our region, imezama completely. Imezama completely. Yes, our region has an issue with Raila. Maybe they have been, our region vote against.
Yeah.
That one you must get it.
Yeah.
We don't vote for. We vote against. So next time they are voting against Ruto. Whoever the person will be, they will not vote for, they will vote against Ruto, whoever the person will be.
But if you listen to MP for, I think he's MP for Dagoretti, John Kiari, somebody whom we respected, especially when it comes to the art and, entertainment industry, would say that the photos that were on the street, those were photoshopped, those does not exist in Kenya. Do he really stays in Kenya, or is saying this to please the president?
No, you see now, that is the reason why you're seeing even the president himself is so mad with Akina Ishongwa, Akina Dede, and he's like, you guys be real. By the way, of late he has been very hard on them because they are blind, they are psychopath. Psychopath has blinded them. We're talking about things that are being aired by Al Jazeera, international media. We are talking about things that are being aired by international media, like Al Jazeera. And then you are here and they are outside parliament, a procession of 100,000 of people. Yeah, we are talking about a police officer who have lost 2 of his arms. He could have told me it was also drone. There is no police officer who lost his 4 arms. Angetuambia hata hiyo ni kuchoro imechorwa. It is not, it's graphic. We are looking of real things, and the person is coming to tell here it's graphic. That is what I'm telling you. That the president himself is so mad with these people because they are not telling him what is happening. He's just on the air. In fact, he's called Aviator. Our president is Aviator. There's a game that Kenyans are playing called Aviator. The president is called Aviator, and he has left on the ground. They are coming and giving him a lot of bullshit.
And if you listen to some comments, the worst part of it is that, just let us be sincere, the worst comments that does not build the country are majorly coming from leaders from Mount Kenya. If you listen to what Caroline Nyamu said, another one is Kiamba MP, and you ask yourself, where are we headed? And I say, like, how will we liberate ourselves if they are speaking like that?
So if you go to Kiamba MP, you cannot be able even to tell the kind of education that person got. Willams Ruto in 2022, he made sure that Mount Kenya, the majority, and that's the reason you see everybody agree that they were Chege. Chege is a person who cannot comprehend what is happening. He cannot comprehend. He can't even tell you what is finance bill. Chege are the people who will go to the market and tell you we didn't read finance bill because they cannot be able to comprehend. And that was the strategy of Willams Ruto in 2022, to make sure the Mount Kenya community has voted the most useless people as their leaders. And that's what they did. If you compare Mount Kenya with other big regions like Kisumu, you go to Kisumu, the senator is a professor. You go to governor, is a professor. You go to members of the parliament from that Kisumu county, they are doctor who and who and who. So when people are crying of taxes in Mount Kenya, you can't hear of the same in Kisumu region, because these are the people who are perusing the finance bill in and out. They are combing it to see if there's something that is hidden there for the people of Rek region that will hurt them economically. You will not see people of Rek region saying, "Oh, ushuru inakuja, it is coming to make our fishing industry difficult." No, because the professors are going through everything. It is in our region, in Mount Kenya, that they can't even tell that this finance bill is proposing taxation on the trucks that are carrying coffee and macadamia and milk and tea, because most of them are Chege, people who are dumb.
They don't read through it.
They don't read through it.
Play reality card because I don't know what there was an MP also who was saying she will vote for UDA because that is the party that took her to parliament. Yet you don't know that the people who voted for you, it was not a party, it was the people who voted for you. So when you listen to such, you know, it doesn't give you hope anyway.
In fact, most of the leaders who were in parliament from Mount Kenya, they never even dreamt that one day they will be in parliament. They can't read, they can't comprehend issues, they are not professional in any field. The only thing they can do is distribute bursaries and put tiles in classes. They don't even know the role of an MP, a legislature, is to come up with the policies and law. They don't know. If you ask an MP in Mount Kenya what is their role, they think it's distributing bursaries. That is the kind of the leaders right now we have in Mount Kenya region. That's why I'm telling you, for the first time we agree as a community, we have never sunk this low like we did in 2022. And the whole country is coming into agreement, even Eldoret, even Rift Valley, that for the first time we voted thugs in office.
So as somebody who is coming from Mount Kenya, what is now the way forward, especially for you, the leaders, the young leaders who are fighting for the liberation of the nation, especially the young, because you've been very, very categorical on what the issues are. You raise them on your TikTok, you raise them on your social media handles. What is the way forward for the region?
In fact, I usually tell people that Mount Kenya community is like a big brother. The big brother that should take care of all the other brothers in the country. Our nation is like a home. Then we have a big brother who is Mount Kenya region. The decision that the Mount Kenya people take usually affect even smaller communities like Samburu, who cannot make a decision, who just go there to participate. Because Samburu will just go there to participate on a national arena. They cannot be able to make a decision. So I usually tell our people in Mount Kenya, when you are making the decision, make the right decision. Be mindful of even small communities who are looking upon you to make the right choice for their own survival, for their children's survival, because of the choices you make. Going forward with what we have seen with even the Gen Z, it's not about tribe anymore. It's not about the village. The other day I was telling them to stop that nonsense that I'm a villager. People are going global and you're talking about a villager. Gachagua coming with another nonsense called hustler. It's, in fact, it is a hybrid of hustler, but on a lower scale.
It's a modified.
Yes. It's a modified hustler, but on a lower scale. Because the last person who should call himself a villager is a person from Mount Kenya region. If you call yourself a villager from Mount Kenya region and you're in Lamu, you are the majority in Lamu. Yeah, and you just go there and say everybody comes from somewhere. And the people of Lamu start telling the Kikuus, if you come from somewhere, why are you here? We are in Rift Valley. We just go and start there. Somebody comes from a certain village. You must come from somewhere. And they tell you, if you come from somewhere, what are you doing in Rift Valley? If you go to Hispania, the people who are doing business there are Kikuyus. And then you start calling yourself a villager. And they will tell you, then just go to your village. What kind of a nonsense is that? Even the Kikuyus, they can't see the kind of rubbish they are talking when they're starting saying, I'm a villager, I'm a villager. The people who should shun that narrative are the Kikuyus. Kikuyus are the people who should say to hell with that nonsense of a villager. Kenya is our village, not a place like Madera, where Gachagua is coming from. You get me? Because going forward, we need, even if a leader comes from Turkana, but it is an issue-based leadership, because it will benefit everybody. An issue-based leader, it will benefit everybody. Not coming with a funny shenanigan and shallow thinking of hustler and villager. If you ask a person, how can you benefit by being a villager? Tell me the benefits of being a villager. How can you benefit by being a villager? You just ask a random person. They don't even understand. They just think being called a villager is something, and it's nonsense. So going forward, as young people from Mount Kenya region and the people from Mount Kenya region, we are talking about issue-based politics. And we are almost succeeding. That's why you see the people now are even from Mount Kenya people, they are starting to front other leaders, not even from Mount Kenya region. If you look at the people who are coming with the Matiang'i thing, people from Mount Kenya region, Yeah, they're always saying now it's now or never. Yeah, because they have realized when their own is in power, they are sinking. When they have chosen the person they think is God chosen, they are sinking. But now they are coming to realization we need issue-based politics. Even the Gachagua thing, the villager thing has died. It died within a week. And you told them it will die. Because it is adding no value. You are not telling people now, by being a villager, how are you going to improve my life? Yes, you are a villager. How are you going to improve my life? How are my children lives going to be improved, the generations to come, by being a villager, or just saying a villager just to fight Ruto?
Yeah, because if you listen to the Nyeri governor, and what he talks about is a modified way of talking about shares, even that which the deputy president was talking about, like owning shares in this government, because he was equating to what was written off in Western Kenya vis-a-vis what they're getting as the Nyeri. They're comparing with how votes. So the more you get the votes, the more you should get more development. The less you give the vote, the less you should get the development. That's how it is.
One thing you must know, and that one I'll admit as a weakness with the people of Mount Kenya, is that majority of our people in Mount Kenya, there's nothing we'll ever do to satisfy them. And me, I knew it was a matter of time. I knew even Ruto will not go 1 year with our people. Uhuru used to do roads, and when he does roads, people will come and tell them, we don't need roads, take them and take it to Amangena. Are you together?
Yes.
Uhuru used to do dams, and they tell him we don't even eat water. Who used to help them with coffee? In fact, when he helps with the coffee, they are like, where is Pyrethrum? I think that died a long time ago. That's why you every time you saw Uhuru in Luo Nyanza commissioning projects, because even if he commissioned a shipping company in Luo Nyanza, they are grateful.
Yeah.
And he was motivated to go back there again and again to launch even more.
Just to remind you, before Uhuru Kenyatta left, there were Mau Mau roads that the money was allocated in those roads. Those money were withdrawn. They were not done. And I don't know whether your people are seeing that.
The Mau Mau was not only Mau Mau. There was a Keno Marwa that was almost 70%.
Yeah.
It was abandoned. There was the Mau Mau road. It was abandoned. I have over 20 roads across Mount Kenya in different constituencies that were abandoned when William Samoei Ruto came into power. We had things like macadamia that were very profitable when President Uhuru Kenyatta was in power through the reforms that were done by one person, Peter Munya. Macadamia, I think it was going to 150. Right now, they are being given in funerals for children to entertain themselves with the macadamia. They are being sold on the streets. Kama dawa ya mende, the macadamia. We are talking about the coffee. So the other day, the people demonstrating about the coffee, they were fetching the highest when Ruto was in power. Right now, it is fetching the least when Ruto is in power. He does not care about it. And let me tell you, Ruto is done with Mount Kenya. And they know it. Ruto is done with Mount Kenya. The reason you see Kahiga saying that is because Ruto is warming up to try and go to Western Kenya. That one you can be guaranteed. That because he's feeling like, if I can do half of what I want to do to Mount Kenya, maybe I can take the whole of Western Kenya with me. That's why it was very easy for Mudavadi to fold his party NC and join UDA, because they have a pact with Ruto for them to join the UDA government, because he knows Mount Kenya region, he's done and done and done. Now the headache for Ruto, he knew he can be able to substitute Mount Kenya region. He was sure of that by Western and maybe Nyanza, by trying and quoting Raila and so on and so forth. Now it has become more complex because of the Gen Z, because the Gen Z knows no boundaries. And you're talking about over 50% of the voters are the Gen Zs and millennials. And they are the ones who are going to a club without anyone mobilizing them. They tell the DJ, you're not going to play the songs that you think you can play for us. We have our new song. You saw in clubs around Dhikaro.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, everybody, and the clubs, everybody who goes to the club, every tribe. You can't say this club goes to the Kikuyus, this club
Yes.
go to Kalenjin or the Luyas. It's the club has all the tribes. Na hakuna watu roho safi kama walevi. Walevi, they have no malice. They speak from the heart. And from nowhere they start singing yote yawezekana bila Ruto. And they sing it passionately for over 30 minutes. Yote yawezekana bila Ruto. Yeah, in the midnight. That is the pain people are feeling. That's the pain people are feeling in their pockets. They are feeling that this guy is sinking this nation. And even to make things worse, the people around Williams and Ruto, they go to a Harambe, Akina Oscar Sudi. When economy, you cannot be able even to raise 10,000.
Yes.
And factories are closing. Mtu anaenda Harambe, anasema in just one fundraising, he starts counting millions. Like milioni moja, mbili, 15, na 9, milioni 20. And in that one weekend, he's not just going to one Harambe, he's going to several. If you calculate even the number, his salary, we are talking about a salary of almost 2 years plus. He's doing it in a one fundraising, and he will do more. You look at people like me.
That is not new, because remember when the 2022, when President was complaining, when he was walking around, he used to give that in a week. So that is not a narrative that is new to them. This is something that they've been doing for so long.
Yes, and agree, he was doing it. But now they are realizing that what he was giving them, they are paying it the hard way, and they are paying it with the future of their children.
Okay. Now, let me just come to Gen Z. We've seen how they protest, and the election is coming. So we have the registration as voters, and maybe voting, because these are very huge thing. Yeah, we might protest, or they might protest and do what they're doing best, like right now. But if they don't be like voters and they don't vote, that also will play a huge role, So what is your take to them?
You see, let's look at the brighter side of this.
Yeah.
And the brighter side is nobody went out there and told Gen Z, now you have to come out.
Yes.
In fact, it is the least group of people we expected that they will come and rescue this nation. Nobody has an idea they can do anything. In fact, they were written off in our politics or in making decisions. So, by them now coming out, mobilizing themselves online, forming groups online, coming out even to demonstrate, and in that large number, you can be assured by 2027, in this time and era, unless they clamp social media the way Museveni does, and he can't. By the way, Kenya, you can't just do such thing, my friend. You can't. I can tell you, if you did that mobilization, you can be assured by 2027. All these was this. The person they will say will go home, that person will go home. You can be assured of that. Yes, because you see, if it could have been another issue, if maybe it is Raila who went and told Gen Z, yo, come out, they came out, or any other politician. In fact, most of the politicians now, the dilemma with most of the politicians now is how they can hijack the Gen Z movement.
Yeah, that's true.
Movement. I'm in many political groups of the senior politicians. And the idea is, how can we hijack the Gen Z movement? Because the writings is on the wall. Mene, take care. Your kingdom, yes.
The Gen Z are like, you cannot bribe them in the first place, because they are internet gurus. They know how to create employment through internet. You cannot give them that small peanut money and they accept. They are very learned. So how are they going to hijack and make sure that what I think, I want you to go this way?
And that's why I'm telling you that what you have been praying for, the information.
Yeah.
because most of the even the people in Mount Kenya that you blame, they voted Ruto. If you look at the kind of the people who voted Ruto, most of them, they don't have information.
Information, yes.
Yes, even if you tell them Ruto was doing this, they think he's on siasa too. They don't have information. Then we have people here who they have information. They can see, like those headphones you are wearing. A Gen Z can see those headphones, and in a minute, he can be able to tell you the brand and the price.
Yes, you can.
Yes, and these are the Gen Z that are seeing Murkomen wearing Air Force, and immediately it goes on. Viral in social media that Murkomen is wearing a shoe worth 2.4 million, because they can be able to calculate very fast. This Air Force, which is this kind of Air Force, even a watch. I saw a Murkomen watch. Me, I can't. Most of them, I'm a Merino, yes, but I can't even tell the price or the brand. But the Gen Z were able to tell us that watch, the value is 8 million Kenya shillings, and it goes viral again. You see, they are awakening even the older people. They are awakening the other generations. The Gen Z are awakening the millennials. They are awakening the boomers. They are awakening everybody else. Are you together?
Yeah,
So in this era of information, one thing you are saying about bribing, you can't bribe them because who is their leader?
You don't know.
It is the group. Exactly. So if you know their leader, you can go and have a handshake with them. If it's Raila, you can go and handshake Raila. You can go and handshake Karonzo. You can go and handshake any other leader, maybe Munya. You can, but the Gen Z, who are you handshaking? That's why it's a dilemma. Because right now, let's assume the demonstrations have happened. Now the government have come on the table to know who was the leader of the Gen Z, so that we can talk to him, so that such a thing does not repeat itself. It is not known. Let me give you an example of Central Police. So one of the inspector of police said that the people who are arrested, the Gen Zs who are arrested at the Central Police Station, they should not be released until next day. Only for a junior officer who knows him to tell him, hata nimeona kijana yako ako huko ndani. You get it? So the inspector of police is like, you want to tell me my son is already in, and they're sitting there. And they're not even demanding for lenient punishment. They're saying, sisi hata tukikaa huku ndani, as long as mtuwekee Wi-Fi, you can even keep us for a month. They're sitting inside there.
Okay. Talking of police. Okay, go ahead.
So that's what I'm telling you. The Gen Z will be a dilemma for the next 2 years for this regime, because they don't know how to handle them, and they know these people, they know no tribe. You can't come and tell them that we are voting Ruto out because he's a Kalenjin. We are voting Ashago out because he's a... They don't care your tribe. They don't care about your second name.
Okay. You've just talked about the police, and there's something that we saw with our law enforcement, and some of them were very cool with the Gen Z when they were rioting, but some of them too were very violent, because these Gen Zs, there was no property destruction anywhere. Yeah. These are just people who are just marching, and you would see on how the law enforcers kind of like handled them, you know. And like it is, I think, do you think it is time our law enforcement should start thinking otherwise? You know, not every protest you have to spray them, beat them up, you know.
You see, the reason why this demonstration was peculiar and unique, on the first day, that was on Tuesday, the police came out with rungus, expecting the goons, in quotes, the people that usually come from Kibera, Mathare, Kariobangi, who are hired, that you can be able to even to tell that these are goons. In fact, by 11, because I was there around 11 a.m., you could tell there was no Mandamano, because even myself going there, I looked for the usual suspects, culprits of Mandamano. I could see none. The people I saw there were very beautiful girls, very beautiful young men who have dressed very well, and so on and so forth. So when the demonstration started, the police themselves were confused. Who are these people demonstrating? because they expected the goons. Now the people who are demonstrating are even arguing with themselves on the street. Are even doing some calculations with them. Police see you are being paid 40,000. Let us do calculation. You see, they are putting some sense into our police. We are talking about the Gen Z people, the people you are going to tell Nataka Hongo, and they kick your ass like the guy called Ian. They don't know that it's traditional for police to take hongos and the bribes. They beat you like lack of importance for telling them talk to kidogo. You see, there are people who are telling you, police, just wait. Let us do calculation. You are being paid 88,000. Let us do pay as you want. It is being added. Social health insurance fund. Yeah, and at the end of the police, and is like, I think you are making sense. We are talking about people who are taking a bouquet of flowers to the OCS in the Central Police. Yeah. Ladies, very beautiful ladies, go to the Central Police with the flowers, with chocolate, and they give to the OCS. OCS who has never been shown any kind of love. He just deals with a levy, bandits, robbers. Yeah? The OCS can see his daughter or his son in this. He cannot see a goon. In fact, you saw the police today, the GSU. They were not even able to raise a fimbo.
Yeah.
On this because they are doing it. They are demonstrating with a lot of respect to them. They are not throwing stones to them. So how can police hit such a person? A policeman is a human being. He wants confrontation. These people are not confronting you. Yeah, and when police look to most of them, these are 19 years, 20, 21, 23. Most of these police officers are parents. They can see their own daughters and sons. Yeah, they know what they are feeling when they're at home. There's no job, nothing. You understand? These are the people who are coming and telling police, we agree it's your job to throw tear gas on us, but kindly next time try to flavor it. Let us have a mint tear gas, yeah. Yes, let us have a strawberry one, you know.
Oh,
yeah?
yes.
You understand? So these are the people who are changing the kind of demonstrations that are being done here in the country of destruction. These are the people who are being embraced. In fact, let me tell you, today's demonstration was even much bigger because the public, the people who are doing business, the people who have their vehicles in town, they were able to embrace this kind of demonstration. Because your vehicle is in the middle of demonstration and not even a windscreen or anything. Hakuna kitu taibiwa kwa gari yako, hakuna kitu taongo kwa gari yako. So when you're seeing these kind of demonstrations, you are like, yes, we are heading in the right direction. So that's why I'm telling you, even the police, some of them are understanding, and they are not using force on these kids, because Ada Ukimpeleka in the High Court, then what was the issue? Picketing is allowed in our constitution. Yeah.
So before we wind up the show, so what is the way forward, especially for the Gen Z generation, and now the budget? Because as it stands, the budget has already been voted, is in the second reading, and from the look of things, the budget will pass due to the fact that the majority are the Kenya Kwanza. So what is the way forward?
What I know now going forward, the government will change the module operandi of how they operate. Number one, they will try as much as possible to nominate some of the Gen Z, the outspoken ones, in senior government positions to try and cool the temperatures. But that will not help the situation, because the Gen Z are not looking for any appointment. They are not looking to be appointed. They are looking for a government that can create, I told you, create employment. And the taxes, the way they are being increased, they are not creating employment. They are creating unemployment. Because when you see people like our industrial gurus, like Vimal Shah, the Bidco, saying that now it's time to rethink of investing here in Kenya, because the neighboring countries, the environment is friendly, then it should tell you something. When you see some petroleum companies that have been here for over 30 years, they are liquidating, it should tell you something. So what I can urge the Gen Z is for them to know that the future of this country is in their hands. They are not doing this country a favor, doing what they are doing now. They are doing it because they want their future to be good. Because if wakisimama ngumu and they stand their ground that this government must go, the incoming government will listen to their plea. Will listen to their plea. But if they back, they back off, and I don't see the Gen Z backing off. I can see a Gen Z that are ready to teach somebody a lesson. I'm telling you, even if tomorrow they are called, there is another issue, they will go to the demonstration. I can see the Gen Zs who are ready to teach Ruto a lesson, the Gen Z and the millennials, because they are saying they are going to correct the mistake of their parents. The Gen Zs who are ready to hide their parents' IDs so that they don't go on the ballot and do another mistake like they did. So the future, what I can see, I can tell you the way forward for this nation is that just wait 2027, and I can tell you if this momentum continues, William Samoei Ruto will not even know what hit him. He will make history as the first one-term president, and nothing will save him, by the way, because we are not talking about it's only Gen Z who have an issue with him. We have their parents who cannot be able to sustain their children in school. We have their parents who the companies they are working in have wind up. They have been liquidated. We have their parents who cannot keep these Gen Zs at home anymore because of the cost of living. So we are seeing Kenyans who are, in fact, I was asking a person, is this hate against William Ruto? Because it's not about finance bill. This thing is now, it's coming like hate towards anybody being, because if you associate yourself with William Ruto, if today myself, Majuice, I associate myself with William Ruto, even on the positive side he's doing, I'm telling you, I will see the public backlash.
So yeah. It's going to be very tough for him.
He knows it. I'm telling you, if you look at the William Samoei Ruto that usually talk how things are okay, you can see he has changed completely. And you can see even some MPs who have some political whatever. You saw the other day Sakaja.
Yes, Sakaja faced the wrath the other day.
Yes, he was in was in Korogosho. Yes.
Somewhere around those areas, and like he was stoned.
And he was stoned. I'm telling you, you have seen on social media people saying that they don't want even to see a yellow color come 2027. They don't want anything to do with that. Okay. That is given.
Okay, Mr. Chege, Honorable Chege, maybe your last remark to our viewers.
Thank you, Benson, for coming with such programs. Because when you put them in your YouTube, some people come and watch these things, and they are educative to some of the Kenyans. But what I can tell Kenyans is that the same way Akikuyu is suffering because of the taxes is the same way Kalenjin is suffering because of the taxes. We just need a leader who will come and he will serve all Kenyans. We don't want leaders who come and have outbursts of we are shareholders. In such era and age, you are talking about this government is ours, we are shareholders, and so on and so forth. They are primitive kind of politics. We want a leader who will come with solutions to some of the problems facing this country. My last plea to Kenyans is that I was reading what once a senator of Mandera, Biro Kero, was saying, and he was saying that Kenya, we don't have an issue with revenue correction. Kenya, our issue is leadership. Because if you look at the three neighboring countries, that's Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda, the kind of revenue taxes they collect cannot match our taxes. We collect over $23 billion, the taxes we collect. The three countries cannot come close to that. The population in those three countries, we are talking about 120 million. The Kenya population is 50 million. Are you together?
Yes.
And we have the highest level of poverty, the highest level of unemployment. Some of the industries are going to our neighboring countries because of the leadership. It's so shameful having a president who less than 2 years has gone to over 64 trips. No, in fact, 68 international trips. While people in his home yard, Baringo, people who are depending on the feeding program so that their children can be motivated to go to school, where most of the people, they don't go to school, they have resulted to banditry in Baringo and Pokot because kids don't go to school because of hunger. Such person is using over 200 million to hire a chopper, then go to Baringo and scrap the feeding program that was motivating those kids to go to school. It's very shameful. It's being heartless. Right now we are fighting for him. We are fighting Ruto in Naivasha, Dabibi. He's grabbing land.
Yes.
To very poor people.
I saw you there with the lawyer. Who is his name?
Yeah.
Actually, I should invite Ndegwa here so we can talk about some issues with him.
Yes, we went there to Ndegwa. The people are saying, why do you want to own all this land? Why are you coming to buy our land here? Yeah, that is the kind of a leader we are talking about. Look at the cabinet he appointed, from the Ministry of Health to Machogu. When we had Akira Professor Magoha used to go to every village, to every house, to make sure there is 100% transition of kids from primary to secondary. Right now, Machogu doesn't even understand what is happening in Kenya. We have over 300,000 students who have not reported to Form 1 by now. And you are only in June. They have not reported, and there is no hope for them reporting. But you have a president on top of vehicle telling us tumepanga, tumetenga, tumesema. Look, most of these youth you are seeing on the streets, Gen Z, they were doing something that was called Kazi Mtaani. We had a president, kazi yake ni uongo, who came and told them that hiyo kazi mlikuwa mnafanya, it was very dirty for you people. Nimewatengea, mtakuwa mnafanya kazi ya kujenga manyumba. Until today. The same thing, housing thing is done.
It's done. Actually, yesterday I had a professor here. I was asking him, like, now we don't hear more of housing. It
is done. There was nothing like housing. All the money that was meant to go to housing went to treasury bills and treasury bonds. There was nothing like housing. That's the kind of a president we have. Every month he comes with a new lie. But he does all those things because he just want to get some, he want to cut some deals. He wanted to cut some deals in construction industry. He want to cut some deals in maybe health industry. Why? Let me ask you, why do you have to abolish NHIF that was working and replace it with social health insurance fund that is not working? And you put a person from Amaco in charge of social health insurance fund, and we know who owns Amaco in this country. Why? You think Kenyans are stupid or blind? That's the things we're talking about, Benson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chege, for showing up on this show. And this is a place whereby we discuss issues about Kenya, because I always say Kenya is for us all, and it is us who can discuss our issues and solve our issues. And to our leaders also, they should listen to what the Wananchi is saying, because that is the reason why you are there. So I think it is high time that our leaders should also show us leadership. There's some comments that comes from our leaders that some of them are very learned, some of them are lawyers, but the comments they make does not prove to us as people who are looking after you as leaders. And once again, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us your thought on this podcast. And we will invite so many Kenyans here so that we can share. And this is a one way in which we build our country. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. To our viewers, thank you so much for being here with us. We thank you, and we don't take you for granted. May God bless you.
Thank you. May God bless you, Benson.